All right, let me bring in my special guest and actually bring her back in. Joining us in Orlando, Florida, human behavior expert, jury consultant, Susan Constantine. Susan, thanks so much. First, I want to begin with the statements that she's making. And I understand she had been arrested previously, lesser charge, gets rearrested, and then starts making these statements like, you're aware, when she's told she's been charged with the murder, you're aware he's beaten up by Brian and Colin Albert. What'd you think of the tone and the nature of these statements she was making at this moment?
Challenging, and she's aloof, but that doesn't mean that she's not truthful. So during break, what I did, Vinny, is I took all those statements and I ran it through Deceptio AI, which is a phenomenal program in detecting deception to create a nice baseline. And guess what? Drum roll, 100% truthful.
Wow.
100%. Not one word was out of character. So the language that she was using, when you analyze it with scrutiny, with each word and the order in which she speaks it, take away the voice, just the words, came up 100% truthful. Now, if she believes what occurred, her tonality and her voice and her body language will all mirror that. And what we're seeing is she's very combative, she's very aloof, she can sometimes come across smug, and she's standing her ground. So would an innocent person do that? The question is, yes. She's challenging, which is she's not taking the other approach as the victim. She's coming at him like a bull. So just at the first view of this, without going through all of the other statements and then reading them and then analyzing them and then comparing them, just those questions are those that she said, those statements were 100% truthful.
Now, Susan, you reminded me of something when I was a prosecutor. There was one person who I was convinced was innocent. There was a grainy, this is way back when, so the video was grainy, obviously, and it was of someone stealing something. And the person who was accused came into the prosecutor's office to view the video with his attorney. And they showed him, they said, because the prosecutor, I wasn't handling this case, someone else was, but I was right there watching it. And the defendant looked at the video and said, that's not me. That's not me. And I could tell that he was convinced it was not him, like he knows what he looks, and was screaming at the top of his lungs, yelling at the prosecutor, and stormed out of the office, and his lawyer was left behind. I could not believe what I had just seen, but it stuck in my mind all these years, the defiance and like going after the prosecutor because you have wrongfully accused me of something. That's not me in the video. And what I just heard you describe is to a lesser degree what you're noticing, because she's not blowing up at that moment, but is what you're noticing from this body cam video.
Yeah, and we've both been in the courtroom, worked on many, many cases, so I know exactly what you're talking about. I've had another case where there was a police officer who was actually on the jury. And in fact, one of the attorneys said, I don't want him on the jury. I said, no, I want him on the jury. He's saying everything right. He's totally in sync with what I'm looking for. And at the end of the trial, he looked over when he was found not guilty. He smiled at the defendant. So the point is that it's really easy to make these assumptions because somebody's angry or they may look like the bad guy or whatever, and they could be completely innocent. If there's a great Netflix movie that just came out, which was The American Nightmare, if you would have watched the very beginning of that, you would have thought for sure he was guilty.
Don't give away the ending. Don't give away the ending. I'm going to watch it now this weekend.
Okay, sorry about that.
No, that's fine. Susan, we're out of time for tonight. Thank you so much for staying into the second hour with us. Really appreciate your insight. Great to see you. Have a wonderful weekend. Susan Constantine, folks. All right, when we come back, we'll bring in our think tank, Ben Chu, Bernard.